I mean, you got to live it, right? Let me ask you a question. A lot of the guys on Tampa Bay side, outside of Brady and JPP, don't really have Super Bowl experience, right?
That's a
You
big
went
key.
in there. You went in there. You never been to Super Bowl. You had a pretty young. Well, I don't want to say young team, but I wouldn't say everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your approach going to Super Bowl for the first time? Like, what do you think it's the difference? Because Kansas City been there, done that.
You try not to play outside of yourself, man, just because you know everybody's watching. It's an opportunity. Some guys make their career off of just playing well in that game. You know what I mean? Like me, like I felt like I was a good player in Jacksonville, but when I made a key play in the playoffs, it changed my whole career. You know what I mean? It changed
Brady.
Yeah, when I sacked Brady, it changed, who I was. I think it's important that guys just don't play outside themselves, but at the same time, it's less room for error. And everybody's gonna feel good today. Everybody's gonna feel good when you step on that field. You're gonna feel great. Like that was the best I've ever felt in my whole career, running onto that field, getting ready to play. But for some people, it can become too big of a stage for some people. It can become too big of a stage for some people. Like us, when we played and we got whooped, people also forget we lost Derek Wolfe that season. We lost Von Miller that season. We lost Chris Harris that season. That was Champ Bailey's last year. DRC ended up going to where he went to New York. Did he go to New York?
Giants,
yeah. So it was, it was a different type of team. And like I said, our offense got rattled at the beginning. We fought, but that momentum, man, just took over. And games like this, man, I think defense wins it. That's why I really feel like Tampa has a better shot because Devin White is playing out of his mind. Levante Davis is playing out of his mind. Those safeties are playing out of their mind. Like Antoine Winfield's back. And that defensive front, man, like Kansas City's left tackle is not playing. Like it's just
both of their tackles, I think, aren't playing.
Right. And then, they had a whole bunch of stuff going on this week with COVID. And, I think if I could remember back to our week going up to the Super Bowl, we had a lot of distractions. We didn't know what the weather was going to be. We practiced outside in the snow and it ended up being a beautiful day. I think our curfew was set too early, so guys were a little bit uptight. And 40 hours before the Super Bowl, we switched hotels because coach thought we were going to have distractions. So, I think everything leading up to it plays a big key. And I think with Tampa being able to go home at night and playing in their hometown, that stuff matters.
So you feel like, I was going to ask that next, the fact that they're playing a home game, they don't have to go anywhere, they don't have to travel anywhere. You feel like that's going to help out the inexperience of some of the guys on the team?
It helps the young guys stay on their schedule, stay on their same regimen, and they can treat it like a regular practice week. The only thing they have to balance out is the interviews and stuff. But other than that, nothing about being at home is going to make them feel like this week is bigger than another. Because when we played, we were in New York City, right? So we had media stuff, the biggest media outlet in the world, and, going out to eat and doing all those things, just like the big city, like you get distracted. But those guys have zero distractions right now playing at home.
What was the toughest thing for you to deal with that Super Bowl week? I mean, those 2 weeks that were for the Super Bowl, like just pretty much mentally and stuff like that.
Trying to figure out how you enjoy it and at the same time be ready. You know what I mean? Because it's an experience that when you do have it, you don't know the next time you'll be in a Super Bowl. You don't know if it ever happened again. But at the same time, like shit, we were in New York City. We wanted to enjoy it. But we had an early curfew, so guys were in the bed at 8 o'clock. We're coming from Denver. We're 2 hours behind. So, we're not going to sleep till 1 o'clock. Guys are uptight. And, you can tell. First snap of the game, ball goes over Peyton's head. It's just something that didn't happen all year. We're just a little bit uptight. And, those type of things matter.
You felt the nerves? Like you felt like those guys, like when you're looking at your teammates and stuff like that. You were a captain, if I'm not mistaken. When you looked at your guys, right? Did you see like the nervous energy? Come on, bro.
Here we go with the questions. Here we go.
Come on, T, man. I love this shit, man. Like
so we go in so after the ball goes to Peyton's head, right? They go back out, 3 and out. We're still in the game. It's like 8-0, some weird number.
Yeah.
It's like, they kick a bunch of field goals. It's like 13-0, whatever. And, I'm walking down the sideline, let's go offense. And I look in a few guys' eyes. I ain't going to say their names. I look in a few guys' eyes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a long day.
Really?
It's going to be a long day. So we go into halftime. Usually at halftime, you're expecting certain guys. You're expecting Champ Bailey, the Peyton Mannings, No Sean Moreno at the time, Wes Welkers. You're expecting these guys to rally us up. They've been on big stages before. Nothing.
What?
Complete silence. Complete silence in the locker room. Defense, we're trying to get ourselves going. Say, okay, let's get a play to spark the offense. Let's get a play. Let's get a sack, fumble recoveries, defensive touchdown. Let's find a way to spark it. Cool. Come out third quarter, first kick return, Percy Harvin take it to the house. So I said, you know what? There it is.
I mean, damn, that's surprising. Like I said, I have like this. You play with Peyton. I'm surprised. Like it wasn't like rallying or nothing like that. I mean, what do you think that was?
This is my first time being around a guy like Peyton Manning. Like, So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, here comes the Michael Jordan speech. You know what I mean? Like, here comes the, just the Muhammad Ali talk, one of those quotes that just gets the team going, and it just didn't happen. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and you can feel
like that hurt the team?
Not really. It just, we're a little outmatched, man. We're out physical. Demaryius Thomas, first time going across the middle of that game. Cam Chancellor, damn near knocks his helmet off.
Yep.
Eric Decker, didn't play well, and so it was a lot going on. Defense, like we were banged up, didn't play that well. It was just a lot of the things that usually happen just wasn't happening. Like all year that year, we're like, okay, Peyton's gonna throw 4 touchdowns. We just gotta, we gotta hold the team to 21. We gotta hold the team to 21.
You said something that was pretty interesting just now. You said Brady's been in the Super Bowl. We were talking about Brady's been in the Super Bowl 10 times, right? 50% pretty much of his career. He has a better chance of making a Super Bowl than Curry making the 3, right?
Correct.
How difficult, and that's why I'm going to go with it, how difficult is it to make it to a Super Bowl? Because I don't think people understand. People don't understand how insane this is.
It's hard to even explain it because there's so many factors that go into it. There's so many factors. Like, it doesn't matter how well your best players play. Like no matter how good Tom Brady is, he can still lose this game today because the defense could play worse. You know what I mean? For how well he plays, and it's just so much, man. It's just so much. Like they can go down and score right away and miss a field goal, and Super Bowls usually come down to a field goal. So an extra point at the end of the game can matter. Like, it's just so many factors in football. You know what I mean? Whereas like in basketball, if LeBron's the point guard, he can control every possession. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Brady got to get off the field pretty much. Like,
right. Right. It's just so much, man. And if you go back and look at that game we lost in the Super Bowl, like, no stats stand out for Seattle that was like, oh yeah, they totally dominated them. Their offense did this. Like, we pretty much shut down Marshawn. Yeah, like 40 yards rushing. Russell Wilson probably barely had 200 yards passing, and it was just other factors like fumbles and field position and special teams. It's just that game was won with guys that nobody was even thinking about. I think like the MVP of the game didn't even play for Seattle after the next year. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
oh, you're talking about the MVP was
Malcolm Smith. Right. No one ever talks about him again. He had, I think, like a pick 6 that game, a sack, fumble, or whatever. But it's just, you just never know, man. You just never know. And like somebody today is going to make a play, and no one's going to know who he is. Or
I remember Larry Brown with the Cowboys in Pittsburgh when he ran 2 picks back.
Exactly.
Desmond Howard, he got a contract off of that.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy because you're right. Because in the NFL, a lot of your wins have nothing to do with the star player. It could be
nothing to do with it.
The punter. It could be, you know what I mean? It could be a special teams player. It could be whatever. And I mean, it's crazy. You really think about it. So,
right. So let's take your team, for example, right? Your team that hasn't been to the playoffs in I don't know how long, right? So we take your team, right? And you would think that with Saquon being there, you guys would definitely win the NFC East. But you can't say that in football. Whereas if LeBron missed 20 games, you're like, if LeBron was there, they definitely would win.
Yeah, absolutely.
15 out of 20.
Mm-hmm.
But everything changes if Saquon's on the field, so you just never know. You just never know. So it's just.
So if Brady wins today, do you feel like no doubt in your mind, he's the greatest athlete to ever in sports, period?
Period. And he doesn't even have to be the best player on the field. He doesn't even have to be the best player on the field today.
Well, you know what's crazy? I've been seeing a lot of people saying that of Michael Jordan. Some people going crazy, like, nah, you're bugging. Mike never lost in the finals and all that. What do you say to that?
Bro, if the Wizards went to the finals that year, if the Wizards went to the finals with Michael Jordan, that's what Tom Brady is doing right now. So if people want to put it in perspective,
they're a lot more talented.
To how great Tom Brady is,
yeah,
it's the Wizards going to the finals that year with Jordan.
But see, I can't.
It's the same exact team. It's the same exact team, but with Tom Brady.
Nah, bro. He had Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronk. He got
Gronk didn't do anything this year.
Antonio Brown, Mike Evans.
Antonio Brown didn't do anything this year.
I mean, he was playing pretty well.
Godwin, Devin White, Levante David, all these guys, Shaquille Bear, all these guys have been on the team. When Tom Brady walks into that locker room, it changed the whole dynamic. It changed the whole dynamic from the coaching staff. Right. It changed the whole dynamic from the coaching staff to the players, to the people who cook the food, to the people who do the laundry, to the equipment staff. Everything now has to be done with greatness. That's just how it is. It's just how it is.
I know you played with the Patriots in your last season, and you played with Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
What are the similarities between them and the differences?
With Tom and Peyton?
Yeah, because you didn't get to play with him per se, but you got to train with him, I guess. And
Tom isn't. I don't know. Tom Brady is on Mars. Everyone else lives on Earth. You know what I mean? Whereas Peyton is one of the guys.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of the guys. I'm telling you, when you walk into that building in Foxborough, it's nothing but football there. Like,
really?
There was a few times during camp where it was like, okay, we did like a little 3-point contest, and we have a little fun in the locker room with some like locker room games and stuff. It would be cool, but it wasn't an everyday cool atmosphere. You know what I mean? So when I was in Denver, every day we had fun. I had fun every day being there with big personalities like Peyton and Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware and Aqib Talib and like those type of personalities. You know what I mean? But in New England, guys that you expect to have big personalities don't really have them. Everybody's just really about their business. Like,
really,
it's just totally different. And I really, as much as I love the Patriots, I didn't fit in because I didn't feel like my type of environment. You know what I mean? Like it was weird, bro. It was just so weird, bro.
What's your favorite story of Peyton Manning when you got to play with him going to, in that season, going to the Super Bowl? Because, like you said, Peyton was more one of the guys. I thought he would be real serious.
Peyton rented out 2 buses, one offensive bus, one defensive bus. And if you were a starter, you were on those buses, and he gave everybody an envelope to go to the casino with.
What? You serious?
Yes, he handed everyone an envelope, and we all went up to the casino and gambled. And he gave everyone cash, and he also got the buses and took us up there.
So what happened to the guys that weren't starters?
Their ass was at home chilling.
Yo, that's hilarious. That's crazy.
It was crazy. Like, I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, that would never happen. Like, well, my experience, that didn't happen in New England. I wasn't there long, but it was just like if you knew something was missing in the locker room or something, like somebody was playing a prank on you, it was Peyton. Like, he was just that type of guy. You know what I mean? Like, the Peyton you see in commercials and shit, that's him.
That's hilarious.
That's him. The Peyton you see at the SBs getting on KD, he didn't care how bad KD was. He didn't care that KD was mad that he said, okay, now KD probably wants to join the U.S. women's soccer team because they're winning. Like, he didn't care. Like, he's an asshole, but he likes to have fun. But at the same time, he's a genuinely good dude. Like,
really? You got to witness history. Didn't he throw like 55 touchdowns or some shit like that?
I was right there because every time we scored, I was running down the field goal team. So I went right to him and shake his hand every single time.
How was it watching that, bro? Somebody at that point, I think he broke the record, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll tell you this. When I was in Jacksonville,
when
it was third down, I was putting my helmet on. When I was in Denver, when it was third down, I didn't give a damn. I knew he was getting the first down.
Yo, bro, like, I watched Peyton Manning, and I'm like, I've watched him his whole. He's probably my favorite quarterback of all time, Peyton, and I love his brother. That's my guy.
Oh yeah, I was about to say not Eli.
No, I love Eli. Eli's my favorite Giant. Well, Lawrence Taylor's my favorite Giant, but Eli's my guy. But bro, like I would see Peyton, and it wouldn't seem like nobody's even talking to him. Like he would just do whatever the hell he wanted. Like it was crazy. And I heard rumors of he would run his own practices. Like he would literally do his own thing. How true is that?
Listen, bro, he would yell at the offensive coordinator.
What?
He would yell at the offensive coordinator. Like Peyton, when we was in practice and shit, him and Brady are the same now.
Really?
Perfection. Like warm-ups, balls not hitting the ground, those type of things. Like everything's done right. Everything's done meticulous. You know what I mean? Whereas Brady had a lot of pull in New England, I think, but Bill was running everything. Bill had his hand in everything. But Peyton, like John Fox, I think that's why he went to Denver, because him and John Fox had an understanding. You know what I mean? And John Fox let his players lead. He let his players play, and it was the players' team. And I think that's why we were successful that year, even though all the injuries, is he allowed the players to come together and say, hey, even with all these injuries, there's a standard. You know what I mean? So we're going to uphold that standard. But, it's just, great players are great for a reason. And like I said, the practice and the preparation, like I've never seen it. Never seen it.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man. I'm in awe just to know that you got to, first of all, you got to play with who I believe is the best quarterback I've ever seen, and you got to sack the greatest player of all time to go to the Super Bowl.
I'm mad I never got Peyton. I am so pissed.
You never got Peyton Manning? Never
got to him. Never. I've gotten close to him. My rookie year, I got close to him a few times, but I never got him.
Does he talk trash when you play?
I've always been on Brady, though. I didn't hit him a few times.
But hold on. Does Peyton talk trash? As goofy as he acts and things, does he talk trash?
If you talk trash to him, he will talk trash to you.
So during the game, he talks trash?
He will talk trash to you if you talk trash to him.
You serious? I could have pictured Peyton Manning talking trash, bro.
Brady will talk trash to you as well.
Now, Brady looks like he'll get in your face. Like he don't care.
Brady own that.
Damn, bro. I wish. I'm still waiting for my Team Night jersey that you promised me, signed, put up in my man cave. It's all good. You know what's crazy? I got one from Eli before I got one from you, dog. That's crazy.
My mom hold on to my jerseys like I'm fucking Warren Sapp. Like I'm just like I'm gonna just have to get one, bro. Because my mom, you should like, because I'm finna buy a house soon. Like it's gonna be a hard time for me to get all my shit from my mom to put in my man cave. So
just one, bro. I need one jersey.
I got you, bro.
I'm ready to buy a house. I think probably by the summer I'm gonna buy a house, and I'm gonna have a whole man cave. I'm gonna have a whole studio there. So if you want to do this podcast stuff, I told you, T, you got the face for TV, baby. You look like you belong on NFL Network, bro. You need to do it.
They don't want somebody like me on there, man.
Bro,
I ain't gonna read the monitor.
Bro, but dog, you got to do it, man. Either whether it's on